For the atmospheric comic strip, you will be creating a comic strip in which essentially some kind of character, right? Like this is a story, it's a comic strip, there should be a storyline to it, where some character is leaving Earth's surface and heading up to space, okay? So they will be traveling through the multiple layers of the atmosphere. I will concede, and if you would like to have something coming from space and traveling down to Earth, you are more than welcome to do that. However, you need to make sure that your layers of your atmosphere are in the correct order. So basically, up wherever I've kind of told you, there are frames or little squares for your comic strip that you can first maybe like plan out and then draw out. And there's also an example put up on the board, but your comic strip must be at least 6 frames or squares long, and it must include neatly written words and colored pictures. So the first square, it needs to be like an introduction or kind of like a title square. Think basically giving me the background story of the who, what, when, where, why, and how. I should really know essentially what your comic strip is about after the first one. A lot of people choose to make one big square along the top of their paper to kind of get this taken care of. And it can be very minimal because I know you don't have a lot of room, but I should really understand like what's going on in your comic strip after looking at the very first square. The final 4 are all of the layers in order of the atmosphere. So troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and exosphere, okay? So you will have those 4. You can choose, like I said, to have your person like leaving the Earth or coming back down to Earth. But as they travel through, they should have or be sharing information about each layer, okay? So I'm gonna skip this portion for right now. I'm gonna come back to it. When I look on here and I'm looking at like what is an exemplary job, your cover has all the required information. So you have, I know who, what, when, where, why, and how of the story. Each layer has their own unique characteristics. It is also labeled, so I should be able to very clearly see that you have the stratosphere. That's where your little character is. I should see that you understand that each layer has a certain order and that each layer has, and this is key, 4 facts that you should include. Now, the facts don't have to be written out. You can show your understanding or the facts about that layer through picture or through words. So let's just say you're doing the troposphere, the very first layer. You could say weather happens here, or your character could say that somehow in the storyline, or you could quite literally have them like flying through rain, okay? Again, 4 facts for each layer is what you're looking for. Your pictures are creative, they're drawn, and they're colored and neat. And by neat, what I mean is that it's like free of erasure marks, words aren't crossed out, and it looks like you took good pride in it, okay? So what I'm providing you is this page with the rubric, and then also on the back side, this layers of the atmosphere, there are some facts you can pull from. So you can see, this one has 5. We are going to go ahead and we are just going to do 4, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and I think I said exosphere earlier. We'll be doing thermosphere. So you can pull any of these facts from it. Weather occurs here, like this one, the stratosphere has the ultraviolet radiation, shooting stars, or if you want to go out and research your own, you're more than welcome to, okay? So you'll use this information to make a comic strip that really shows me that you understand that we have layers within our atmosphere. One thing to note, it says make sure you include and explain information about the ozone layer. So you'll want to maybe do a little research as to like where is the ozone layer in the atmosphere, do a quick Google search. And then it also says about this ionosphere. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you cross that one off. So I'm only going to be looking, do you include the ozone layer? Okay. So if you have questions, I encourage you to go look at the example. Come ask me questions if you have any further. Otherwise, go back and rewatch this video and just try to get started brainstorming here. Remember, you have just a handful of days to get all of these different stations done.